Hi everyone, today we are going to be determining if we can use a graph or how we can use a graph to determine if the quantities form a proportional relationship. So we're going to be looking at x and y again, and we're going to determine if they're proportional by using a graph. We're going to call this a constant of proportionality, or x times a number. This is an introduction to slope. So yes, we are already getting an introduction to slope. So the first thing that we want to look at is this idea right here. Okay, so we're going to have this idea that says two quantities are proportional when y equals k times x. So when y equals k times x, k is a number, not 0. Okay, so k cannot be equal to 0, and the k is going to be used as a multiplier. Okay, so we're going to use k to multiply times x to get a y value. So k is multiplied by x to get y. All right, now here's the other thing. Next year when you become 8th graders, and maybe even sometime this year, k is also known as m. K is also going to be known as m. So next, maybe when we start doing slope. But for now, k is just a placeholder. It is a placeholder for things that we are multiplying by. So remember, variables are placeholders. We use k as a constant of proportionality. So an example would be y equals 2x. This means that 2 times the x value is going to give me the y value. Let's take these words now and we'll look at what they look like when they're in a table, and then hopefully this will make a little bit more sense to you. So let's look at example A. Okay, in example A, I have x and y values. Okay, it says that when x is 0, y equals 0. It also says that when x is 2, y is 2. When x is 4, y is 4. And then last but not least, it says 6, then 6. Okay, so this is telling us that somehow when we're multiplying x by some number, we're going to get 0. So when x equals 0, we get 0. When x is 2, y is 2. Every time it looks like we're multiplying by 1, right? So 0 times 1 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 1 gives us 4. 6 times 1 is 6. So if this were it, k would equal 1. Because when I put it in, For example, if I put in 0 and I multiply 0 times 1, I'm going to get 0. So what I put input, I get my output. Okay, so we're looking at these proportions. So when I get an input, I will have my output. So instead of going through all of these this way and figuring out what our multiplicative relationship is, instead we are going to graph. So they want us to solve this using graphing. So just like yesterday's lesson, where we found the ordered pairs, we're going to do the same exact thing, and then we're going to graph those ordered pairs. So let me go ahead and draw my lines. I need my x-axis and my y, so here's my y-axis. And here is my x-axis. Hopefully that's somewhere in the middle. Ooh, that's not the middle, but we'll call it good. Okay, so I have my x line and I have my y line, and we're going to graph these. We're going to first start with 0, 0. Well, 0, 0 is my starting point. I'm going to put a dot right there. 2, 2. Over 2, up 2. I put another dot. 4, 4. Over 4, so 3, 4, up 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 6, 6, so I'm going to go over 6 and up 6. Now I'm going to connect my dots. And I'm going to determine, do I have a constant of proportionality? Are these increasing by the same amount every single time? So does x and y increase or decrease by the same amount every time? So it says that because the line passes through the origin, x and y, they are proportional. So if it crosses through 0, 0, we're going to have a proportional relationship. So this one is yes, proportional. It crosses at 0, 0 and has the same K, constant of proportionality, has the same K. All right, let's do another example. And this time we're going to look at a table that says example B, it has x and y, and it says when x is 1, y is -2. When x is 2, y is 0, 3, 2, and 4, 4. Okay, so first let's think about, does this have the same multiplicative relationship? I multiply by 2. If I multiply by 2, I'm not going to get 0. If I go from 1 to 3, 1 times 3 is 3, -2. So far, this is not looking like a multiplicative relationship. It doesn't have the same multiplier. But we're supposed to be using graphing to determine if it has a proportional relationship. So we're going to take our sticky note, we're going to graph. Here's my y. Here's my x. Okay, our job first of all is to think about these ordered pairs. So my first ordered pair is 1, -2, just like in my last lesson. So 1, -2. So I'm going to come over here to 1 and go down to 2, 1, 2. My next dot is 2, 0. So I'm going to come over here to 2, and I'm not going to go anywhere. 2, 0. 3, 2 is my next one. So I'm going to go over to 3 and up to 2, 1, 2, and 4, 4. All right, so let's look at this. Does it have the same multiplier? It does not have the same multiplier. It didn't. We can see that when we go, when we're looking at this line, we could tell that we weren't multiplying by the same thing. 2 times 2 or 0 times, yeah, it just didn't work out, right? 2 times 2 gave us 4, but 0 times 2 gives us 0, not 4. So we don't even have the same multiplier. But the second part of this is that it does not cross at 0, 0. Here's 0, 0 right here. The origin is right here. So because it doesn't cross at 0, 0, it does not work. So this one is a no, not proportional. This one is not a proportional relationship. Does not cross at 0, 0. Okay, I'm going to have you do 2 try-its. And in your try-its, your job is to 1, make your ordered pairs, and 2, graph it. If it crosses at the origin, then yes, it's a proportional relationship. X and Y are proportional. If it does not, then the answer is no. Okay, so let's look at your try-its for today. All right, try-it number 1. We have X values. This time it has your X and Y's going up and down. Same thing though. 0, -2. You would just read it straight across. 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 7. So again, what I mean by reading it straight across, here's my X value, here's my Y value. I want it as X, comma, Y. Okay, so go ahead and do that one. Graph it using your sticky notes. And then the next one that we're looking for is try-it number 2. So here's try-it number 1 and try-it number 2. Ooh, let's move that up. Okay, try-it number 2. X, Y. 1, 4, 2, 8, 3, 12, and 4, 16. All right, go ahead and first do your ordered pairs, and then go ahead and graph it. When you're ready, come on back to the Google Meet. Or no, come on back and hit play so you can check your level of understanding. All right, so this one is 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 7. All right, let's go ahead and graph this now. I'm just going to use these sticky notes that are already created, and I'm going to count by maybe 2s, or what does it have here? No, I think I'm okay. All right, so 0, -2. So I'm going to go nowhere and then go down 2. 1, 2. 0, -2. My next one is 1, 1. So I'm going to go over 1, up 1, 2, 4. Over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And my last number is not going to fit 3, 7. I can only go to 5. But if you look right here, when I connect my dots, this one does not pass through the origin. The origin is right there, so it misses it. So this one is no, not a proportion. Not a proportion. It misses the origin. Okay, so not a proportion. Okay, let's do the next one. On the next one, I think, let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We can go to 12. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one and see. I'm just going to count by 2s on my paper today. So 1, 4 is my first ordered pair. 2, 8. 3, 12. And 4, 16. Okay, so I'm going to start out by counting by, I'm going to count over 1 up 4. Over 1 up 1, 2, 2, 4. Over 2, 8. Over 2 up 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. This next one is 3, 12. Over 3 up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I've ran out of space, but I would just keep going up here. Now I'm going to see, does this cross through 0, 0 when if I were to keep going with this line? It does cross through 0, 0. There's 0, 0 right there. So this one is yes. It does form a proportion because it crosses right through 0, 0. All right, go ahead and answer your essential question. How can we tell using a graph if the x and y have a proportional relationship? Remember, it needs to cross through 0, 0, and put your level of understanding out to the side. Where are you at with this? When you're ready, you can come on back to the Google Meet and ask for help, or you can go and do your practice work. As always, I appreciate all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day.